Have you ever felt like you're living with a stranger in your own home? The person with whom you once shared dreams and secrets is there, just a few feet away, yet they feel a million miles away. The laughter has become rare. The conversation has turned superficial, and intimacy has become a distant memory. You've become, in practice, just roommates. This condition, which I call marital coldness, doesn't just happen overnight. It's the result of silent intimacy killers that, little by little, steal a couple's connection. Many marriages don't end because of a big explosion, but because they forgot to keep the fire lit. Today, we're going to expose the 3 most common intimacy killers that cause marital coldness. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the practical steps to kick them out of your marriage for good, before it's too late. Stay with me, because the solution might be simpler than you think. The first and most common intimacy killer is what I call the routine thief. Think of your relationship as a garden. In the beginning, during dating, you watered it every day with attention, with affection, with long conversations. You planted good routines, the good morning kiss, the text in the middle of the afternoon, the genuine interest in knowing how the other's day was. These were the good routines that made love blossom. But then, life happens. Work, bills, kids, worries. These are the bad routines, not because they are bad things in themselves, but because they are weeds that, if left unchecked, will choke the garden. The mistake that 99% of couples make is not protecting the good routines. They let the bad routines, the daily chores, take up all the space. The good morning kiss is replaced by the rush to get to work. The late night talk is replaced by the endless scroll on the phone. Time together is replaced by the exhaustion in front of the television. And, little by little, without anyone noticing, the couple's new habit becomes distance. Coldness becomes the new routine. Each one comes home and no longer seeks out the other for a hug, to share a victory or a frustration. The once vibrant garden is now dry and full of weeds. The intimacy didn't die, it was suffocated. So what to do? The solution is simple, but it requires a conscious decision. You must become a guardian of your good routines. Start small. Institute the 6-second kiss rule. Research shows that a kiss lasting at least 6 seconds releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's fast, but powerful. When you leave and when you come home, stop everything and give your partner a 6-second kiss. Another action is to protect 15 minutes a day for a distraction-free conversation. No phones, no television, just the two of you, eye to eye. Ask about their day, share yours. At first, it might feel awkward, forced, especially if you haven't done it in years. She might even be startled and ask, "What do you want?" Don't give up. You're not just giving a kiss, you're pulling a weed and watering your garden again. The second intimacy killer is deeper and more dangerous. I call it the ghost of the past. This refers to a negative episode, a wound, a breach of trust that was never truly resolved between you. It could have been an affair, a painful lie, a harsh word said in the heat of an argument, a financial decision made without consulting the other. The event is over, maybe you even said, "I forgive you," but the wound never healed. It's still there, infected, poisoning the intimacy in the present. This ghost creates an emotional distance. Trust was shaken, and without trust, there is no surrender. The wounded person closes off, protects themselves from getting hurt again. And here, men and women tend to handle this differently. The man often adopts the "let's just move on" policy. He thinks, "I made a mistake, I apologized, it's over. Bringing it up again will only cause more fights." He wants to bury the problem. The woman, on the other hand, often can't simply erase what happened. The emotional wound continues to throb. If the issue isn't resolved at its root, her mind starts to wander. Why did he do that? What did I do wrong? Will he do it again? And this internal rumination keeps her stuck in the past, unable to reconnect in the present. What to do? Ignoring the ghost won't make it disappear. You have to deal with it. Even if it's uncomfortable, you'll have to take that dirty, unpleasant thing and bring it to light again, but this time with the purpose of healing, not accusing. The person who made the mistake needs to have the humility to initiate the conversation, saying something like, "I know what happened in the past hurt you, and I feel like we never truly resolved it. I want to hear you out, without getting defensive, so we can finally close that wound together." And the person who was hurt needs to be willing to express their pain without using the past mistake as a weapon to punish the other forever. It's a difficult conversation, one that requires maturity and often the help of a counselor or therapist. But it is the only way to exorcise the ghost of the past and allow trust and intimacy to grow again. The third intimacy killer is the most subtle because it disguises itself as good things. I call it the priority hijacker. This happens when your focus as individuals and as a couple shifts away from the relationship and onto something else, even if that something else is good. The most classic example is the arrival of children. The woman, especially, can dive so deep into motherhood that her husband is no longer her partner, but just the father of the children. The energy, the attention, the care, everything is directed at the kids. The husband, on the other hand, can do the same with work. He becomes so focused on providing, on building a career, that his wife becomes just the household manager. His focus is work, hers is the children. And us, where is the couple in all of this? Where your focus is, so is your investment. Every time you take your focus off something, you take away the effort and energy you used to put into it. If the focus leaves the marriage and goes to the kids, to work, to friends, to a hobby, your investment in the relationship also goes to that other thing. And a marriage without investment is a marriage heading for bankruptcy. What to do? You must, as a couple, guard your priorities. The solution is to create rituals that protect your space as a couple. The most powerful of these is the unbreakable weekly date. It could be a 30-minute breakfast on Friday, a walk in the park on Sunday afternoon, or a dinner at home on Wednesday night after the kids are asleep. It doesn't matter what. What matters is that it is a non-negotiable appointment on your calendar, a sacred time where the only topic is us. No talking about bills, the kids' problems, or work. Just connecting, dating, remembering why you chose each other. By doing this, you send a powerful message to each other and to yourselves that despite everything, our connection is the number one priority. So, if you are living in this cold marriage, feeling like you're living with a brother or a sister, the question is not what happened, but which of these killers has invaded our home? Was it the routine thief who suffocated the small daily connections? Was it the ghost of the past, an old wound that never healed? Or was it the priority hijacker, which diverted your focus and investment to other things? Identifying the cause is the first step to healing. And here is the final truth. If you are the one seeing the problem, who is feeling the pain of the coldness, then you are the one who has the power and responsibility to initiate the change. Don't wait for the other person. Take the first step. Be the one to rekindle the flame. Initiate the healing conversation. Protect the good routines. Bring the focus back to us. Your action can be the spark your marriage needs to leave the cold and become warm again. If this message has given you clarity on what might be happening in your marriage, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing which of these 3 intimacy killers resonated most with your story. Sharing your journey can help others feel less alone. And if you want to keep learning how to build a strong routine-proof relationship, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can turn cold marriages into warm, loving homes.